Hey guys, welcome to another project vlog. And today it's not a musical project that I'm working on, but it's actually a gear project. And let me show you what I mean. So this is what I consider my main pedal board. You know, it's a little bit messy right now. I've been sort of just trying to dial it in and get exactly what I want. The newest part of this pedal board has been the HX Stomp, which I picked up about 6 months ago. And it's been fantastic. And it's been a lot of fun to integrate it into this board, both when I'm trying to go direct with amp simulation and also when I'm just running directly into my amplifier. What I'm doing today, however, is focusing on kind of the first reason that I bought the HX, which is for a stripped down pedal board that would basically just involve the HX effects and the HX Stomp together with a few different expression pedals and things like that. Now, originally, when I had the idea of having a pedal board with just the HX effects and just the HX Stomp, I never wanted to put it on a board. I wanted to always be able to put them in their own separate cases and then throw them into a backpack and just make it super easy to be portable. I do have a gig coming up though that requires me coming in and out for a couple of rehearsals before doing the actual gig on Easter. And so my thought was that's a lot of setup and teardown time on several rehearsals, and so decided I wanted to build a small board. So I know today there are lots of options for a pedal board. There's all these aluminum boards, there's all sorts of things like that. Today I'm kind of going back old school, and I'm just reminded of my very first pedal board. I had just done a small tour with a band, and I had literally a duffel bag full of pedals, and it took me about 15 minutes every single show to plug in every single pedal. And the band leader told me, hey, you know, before we do this again, you need to get yourself a proper board or stop using the pedals. And I wasn't going to stop using the pedals. So I took out a saw and I cut myself a big rectangle of plywood, painted the whole thing black, threw some feet on the bottom, and yeah, and that was my pedal board. Threw some Velcro on it. So I'm kind of going back to that aesthetic. I'm going to try to do this a little bit more cleanly than I did when I was in college, and with that in mind, here is my board. Now this is really just, this is a shelf, came from Walmart, but it's the right size, it's the right depth, and it's the right rigidity, which was a big issue with my plywood board back in the day. You know, I didn't know anything about what I would need, so I just used what I had, and the board definitely would bend under my weight when I would step on it. This one I think can handle it, but yeah. So the first step, I think, is to disassemble the HX units off of my big board, and then I want to check before I unwrap this. I want to just do a fit check, just make sure everything's going to fit. Then I will need to unwrap this and start doing some finishing work on it so that I can put the pedals on. So let's go. Okay, so I think we've got most of the fit taken care of here, and I want to walk you through this. So both the HX pedals are being powered by this. This is the HX Double Trouble, which is made by Sweetfoot Pedals. So yeah, this is a really cool power supply. A big issue with a lot of power supplies is that you have to use a bunch of adapters and things in order to get these units powered. You have to get an adapter to make sure you have the right amperage, make sure you've got the right voltage, and then also make sure you've got the right size. Well, the Sweetfoot pedals Power supplies come with the right stuff just right out of the box, so I can just plug these directly in and it just works, and that's fantastic. So that's powering the whole thing. Okay, so once these are powered, signal flow is going to be pretty simple. It's going to run into the HX effects. This is going to be all of the preamp effects right here. It just runs straight through, runs into the HX Stomp. HX Stomp will start with the amp simulation, and then it'll also house all of the effects loop effects. So all the time-based effects will be over here. Then we've got the cab IR over here as well, and then it goes out to the PA or to a powered monitor or both. All right, so everything looks like it's gonna fit. It'll be interesting to see where I'm gonna fit the power supply, because there's gonna be cables back here. Might be able to sneak it in behind the Roland, as long as the power cable will stretch over, which it won't. So we'll just have to work that out. But right now, the next thing I need to do is to open this up, put some Velcro down, and see if I can get some positive connections with especially the HX effects. So let's get to work. So what I've got today, I've got two kinds of Velcro to put down. This is the kind that Walmart had in stock. This came from the local hardware store. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna use the black. It doesn't matter since I'm gonna do this more as a custom look, but I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna use the black, so. So here's the great thing about doing this as a custom build, at least as far as the Velcro goes, is all I have to do is stick the Velcro to what's already here, peel off the adhesive, and then press it down really hard. And then I will have a custom fit. I don't think I'm going to use all 3 strips of hook side here. I think I went a little bit Velcro crazy. But I am going to hit the top and the bottom just to make sure that it's stable. I'm going to try to do across the whole thing here. Oh, it's already wanting to stick. That's good stuff. Okay, so we're going about that far. Oh, maybe I will need to replace the hook side. Okay. Put that down. Make sure it's a really nice positive connection. Do the same on the bottom. Stop that there. Putting that down like this. Once again, we got to make sure we're in the right place. Just doing 1 inch on a side, not for any real reason other than it's just convenient. I'm going to take this opportunity to replace the hook side on here. This is pretty old. And that one on top especially is really coming off. Okay, so there's the new stuff. Connect the new loop side loosely. It actually looks like this bottom one needs to be replaced as well.
The doors are closed, the shades are drawn, and you don't wanna go outside. I'll keep you close.
Incidentally, Velcro, these things are hard to get the plastic backing off of, so just throwing that out there. I don't know if you can see, but this, the problem I'm running into is that I've got what looks like plastic here on the edge, but it's actually the glue layer. And every time I try to grab hold of plastic, I'm grabbing hold of glue. So I don't know. I'll keep working on it. Alright, I've moved out of my studio. A little bit better light out here, and most critically, a lot better on my back. So finally got this piece off. Going to press it gently onto the Velcro. Then we're going to flip the thing over. Make sure that I've got placement correct on the front edge. Whoops. And on the side, we're going to press it down, not too terribly firmly, but firmly enough. And then I think we'll leave that for just a little while, just to get that going. Okay, next project. Let's get the HX effects down in place. Then we'll have to come in with some cables and make sure because this gap right here in between the stomp and the effects has to accommodate both the expression pedal for the stomp and the expression pedal for the HX. So both those things have to be able to come in. I also want to make it to where if I want to, if I wanted to patch in an effects loop through there, then I could, just for options down the line. So that's what we're up to next.
Keep you close, but still I'm stalling. Don't know which war to fight. I'm shaking off the shadows, waiting at the gallows. I wanna run down the street with the sun on my back.
Okay, so this one was very, very important. I'm hoping that I'm still gonna get some positive contact with the board, but we'll see. All right, what do we got? Well, I got some glue. So I'm gonna let it kind of sit there and see what happens. I don't want to do like I did with the with my main board where it sits off the lip, because on the main board the actual front of the board is farther forward than the lip of the platform, and so there's still some protection there. I don't want this to have to take any more damage than necessary. So yeah, so we're gonna leave that there. If we need to, I've got another plan, maybe doubling up the Velcro to sort of make a Velcro riser. So, all right, next.
Down the street with the sun on my back and the wind on my face with you. I want to dance to your beat and never look back, and through it all, I'll be with you. The sands are slipping through the hourglass. The seconds ticking, but they never pass. No, You say be still and no, so I'll be still and no, but still I'm feeling low. Shaking off the shadows, waiting out the gallows, but I wanna run down the street with the sun on my...
Okay, there we go. I don't think I can be too upset with that. All right, so real quick, this is going to be a concern I am gonna have to deal with. So I'm gonna need some kind of a little riser for the effects. That, or I need to take off the feet, and I really don't want to have to do that. So I think I'm just gonna keep this incredibly simple. Or at least to me it's incredibly simple. I'm gonna take some of this hook side that came along with it. I've got plenty of it, I don't need any more. I'm going to cut it to size, match it with some of this loop side. We'll use the glue sides together, and then between those, so this will stick here and then this will stick to the HX, and hopefully that's going to be all the height that we need.
With the sun on my back and wind on my face with you, I wanna dance to your beat and never look back and do it all. I wanna run down the street with the sun on my back and wind on my face with you. I wanna dance to your beat and never look back and do it all. I'll be with you.
Okay, so there we go. Yeah, that worked remarkably well. I feel, I mean, there's still some give, but I'm pretty sure. This is the important part. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so this is the important part. Yeah. It's gonna hold everything in place. Looks to be pretty well. Okay. Two more things left to do. We need to get the cables done and we need to get the power supply on here. So that's what we're looking at next. Got the expression pedals taken care of. This is the main signal pedal, or this is the main signal cable that'll go in between the effects and the stop. So it'll come out of the output. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this very well, but let me see if I can get this to zoom in here. So yeah, this flat pancake cable is getting obstructed by this kind of oversized hardcore expression, TRS expression plug. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get this to tuck in there nicely, which is okay because I feel like I probably need a different cable. I don't know if you can see how much extra cable there is here. I want to try to minimize that as much as possible. So we're going to try one of these. Okay. So normally I like to avoid these little molded end cables, but sometimes they are just exactly what the situation calls for, and I think that's the situation here right now, is that this is exactly what I need to keep things relatively tidy. I may come in with like a Velcro cable tie and secure these a little bit better, but pretty happy with that. Okay, next thing, this is a MIDI cable. This is from Rockboard Cables. You know, as with everything else, I just bought this myself. Had a lot of recommendations from other people who were using MIDI from, or you know, with these devices, and they like these. On the effects here, you can see that this MIDI cable is actually blocking the input. And I'm not sure, I think it could probably go into the input, like if you were bringing in an external MIDI control, you could probably plug this in this orientation, but it might interfere slightly with the output jack on the HX effects. Over on the HX Stomp, you can see right now we have a similar issue where the MIDI in is actually covering up the MIDI output. But for me, for right now, I don't need any other MIDI options. And if I did, I could just as easily flip those around. I will say that I discovered that when I'm having the MIDI output go this way, it does also interfere a little bit with the power cable. So anyway, speaking of which, let's finish this, at least the basic parts of this build up. So I need to be watching my output here, which is here. This is the output. So I need to make sure that I'm not blocking that. And that means that this Sweetfoot Pedals power supply is not going to fit here because it's going to interfere with the output. So unfortunately, this is always my frustration. It's got this cool Death Star graphic on it. I don't know if you can see. There it is. It's got this cool Death Star graphic on it, and I always end up having to install it upside down. But I don't even know if that's gonna work today. Ooh, we might have to face a conundrum here. So if I tuck these cables completely out of the way, then maybe I can tuck this in right here. Maybe this would actually even hold the cables back and keep them kind of tidy without even having to have any sort of a cable tie. The issue I'm having is that my input is right here, and so I can't have anything that far forward where it's gonna impede that. I am gonna have power that comes in here. I didn't bring that. Now that is AC, so I have to be careful about crossing AC and audio lines. But I think this will still work.
I wanna run down the street with the sun on my back and the wind on my...
All right, so the bones of this thing are all completed. There is still some finishing things that I need to do. Some cable management here, some cable management here. I also have the room, I think, to still put on some handles on the side, just mostly to kind of protect the edges. Put on some feet underneath, so that way it's not sitting down flush on the floor. But yeah, and I even was able to orient my power supply so that I can look at the Death Star, which is awesome. A huge part of me is actually planning to strip all the logos off of this thing and put on some sort of an Imperial sticker, but that's just because I'm a Star Wars nerd. But yeah, everything kind of worked out, I think, pretty nicely. AC power is coming in through here. Now, the only thing I will need to check, I haven't had issues with this power supply creating noise. I haven't run signal through here yet, so I may need to reconsider something here. But yeah, AC power is fairly clear from where the actual signal is running through. When you have the output, it'll be crossing at a 90-degree angle. But yeah, so very pleased with how this is coming out. Next week, I think I'll have a video of the board completed and do some sound tests. But for right now, I'm really, really pleased. Hey, if you like this kind of content, please remember to like and subscribe and do all of the YouTube things. And we will see you next week.
I wanna run down the street with the sun.